I'm sorry. I was doing all that talking and my mic wasn't even unmuted. I apologize about that. Probably gonna have to edit that out. But yeah, so for those that are here, welcome to another episode of BYTTT. Before you take the trade, trading floor edition. I was hearing that there was a couple issues with my upcoming class that people were getting the purchase through, or it's kind of delayed or something like along the lines of that, or they couldn't get the if you have a transaction that is and hasn't been delivered, let me know. If you are having trouble getting to the site, it was supposed to be. I got some people that's locally I sell physically, and they are there. Um, okay, and they're there, but it's but that physical is different than the ones that are oh my god, are on what you call it on the website. So if you're having issues with the website, by all means go to book or email book@durandisgroup.com. That way I can try to figure out what went wrong for you, and we'll try to solve that issue. My backdrop kind of had a little bit of a blooper. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. So let's start with the chart. So this is our chart, and I did not send this out. Let me send it out to my community. Let them know I'm live. All right, post and notify. So if we see right here, we could kind of see that NQ's just been drifting up. Like this is ever since we had that massive drop, we've been drifting up. Let me fix a little bit of the issue. We've been drifting up, and it just seems like at this point that the market is either waiting for FOMC or they're waiting for another catalyst. We just don't know what that could be. So be very cautious as we're going into the market because this can be really tricky. It may have some effect on our orb strategy. I'm really leaning on that way. But if we could kind of see, we're just slowly drifting up, and you already know when it comes down to the market, they take the stairs up, and it's just an elevated drop. So this is going to be very interesting along the lines here. And then we got the oil. I didn't think it was going to rebound here, but you could kind of see it's kind of giving that curling action here. And I'm very curious on what we're going to do with that curling action. So we're going to figure that out a little bit later. Gold, that 2570 looks like that was that topping area. Again, I need them to address, where is it? It is probably on the daily. I need them to address over here. We got a low around 2400. I think we'll get there before we get up any further. So everything is kind of frothy for oil right now. Oh my god, my chat is still not here. I really want to know what they did with my chat. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I still cannot find my chat. Now I only can go online. That's the only way I can be able to see it, if it's gonna pop up or not. Oh, there we go. Finally, there we go. Fix my chat. Oh, hey, you see, if I had my chat on, I would have known that my sound was off. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Non-farm payroll. Yep. Oh, at 10 o'clock. Oh, whoa! I did not see that. Let's go to the chart on that one. Wait a minute. I'm in my FX book. Holy crap! What is going on? Revision for not what? I didn't know they do annual revision. So this one says March on it, right? So this is like not even last quarter. This is like a couple of quarters ago. So they saying that they made a mistake. Hold on, let me look at this. Please tell me they got some notes on this. Of course, there's no notes on this. Non-farm payroll revision. I got. Huh. Estimates arriving in 3 weeks in a refresh. Estimates are revised twice before they're constant until and look, I'm just saying that there is probably some room to kind of fudge with the numbers a little bit. That's what's kind of taking me aback on that one. Like non-farm payroll revisions. All right, so that's going to be a catalyst there, and then we got FOMC minutes. That's going to be at 2 o'clock. I think that's going to be a catalyst. We got a 20-year bond that comes out at 1 o'clock. That's going to play a factor too. And then that's right before Jackson Hole around 8 o'clock. And what he says there is probably going to affect our Thursday. Of course, we got jobless claims and all that information, and then we got the balance sheet that they're going to probably update us. Maybe they finally did some dumping, and then more Jackson Hole talks, and then Friday should be a little quiet, other than Jay Powell's speech. That's going to be roughly around 10 a.m. on Friday. So it's gonna be a rocky road. I would say this past couple of days was very rangy, and we kind of just sat in one spot. But we're gonna be we kind of I think we're gonna be all over the place come the open. All right, let me finish this up that way I can go log into my accounts. We got silver. Silver is still above that bump and run, so we're probably gonna continue to this upside. They try to sell it back off. That's that drop that we had, but I think they're gonna try to hold this base. If this kind of holds like a trend like this, I am really looking for them to go test up in this area here somewhere. That's what I really want to see. So we'll see how that pans out along the lines. Let me speak. I'm over here processing it. All right, so we got British pound. British pound is still pushing up, very similar to what's going on with NQ. Nice little slow drift up for the most part, but this has been a slow drift up ever since we disconnected for the most part, right? Because there was a point where the British pound was disconnected from the market. Natural gas, again, like I said, going to be a tough area if they're going to try to break out in this part of the season. Looks like they're trying to build a base and hold this above 21. So I'm going to be very curious on what happens here. Russell, they already know that 2000 is a problem. We've talked about that, but that's that order block I was telling y'all. Look at what it did on Monday. Held back. We haven't gone right to it. Depending on what Jay Powell says, this is probably going to be the one that's going to be impactful for us. And then the last one is the US dollar. This is that order block that we're sitting on top of. This is the one I kind of plotted out roughly here. We bounced here, we bounced here, we bounced here. This one kind of swept, but then bounce. So we're going to see what happens here. Does this turn into what could be like a wedging action? And all it is just testing. Nice little sweep, and we get back into here. Maybe, but right now it looks very bearish, which means the market is going to continue to the upside. All right, that said, let's go ahead and put NQ here. Let's look at it from the 1 hour perspective. Looks like a nice little curl up on the MACD. So we'll see what happens there. Let me go ahead and log into my accounts. All right, that looks good. Put you over there. And then I need, where's the other bad boy? There you are. I hope y'all had a great morning so far. Market's going to be open in a little bit, so we should have some fun. Probably some continual slow drift to that upper register. Today I am looking to probably really go hammer on my, let me put you to the side here, on my future side, because I had a nice little pop on that orb. It was really good. Let me go ahead and get myself logged in over there. Got less than 60 seconds, I understand. So I am logged in another screen. Okay, where are you? Okay. And this thing is doing some funky stuff as I try to find my screens. This one is not logged in. Is it? No, that's not my 8 grid either. Is it goaded? Ah, it's you. That's the one. Alright, let's get you out the way. Let's get you out the way. Bring these back. Boom. And you out the way. Oh, Javi's gonna have a heart attack on that one. Oh man, I'm just checking out something that a trade that I'm working on. This thing is. Oh, okay. I see. That's why I got rid of my chat. Okay. I guess I can't do that. Try to cut my screen in half. Okay. I got that. Now I am ready. Okay, so first things first. Looks like we're kind of like in this consolidation wedge itself, right? So something that kind of looks like this. If we take these two, so probably a very tricky area. Nice explosion here. Make this MACD really turn up, and we probably play up to that upside on the 1 hour. But again, probably not the best time to hold long-term position going into FOMC. So I think this is going to be the day of the traders. So again, there's going to be some, you know, new actors in here. It's probably going to change the dynamic of some of your favorite tickers. So just be very conscious of where you're taking your entries and what your stop losses are. All right, let's see. All right, so let's come on to the 15 minute. The 15 minute will point out a little bit of what we're looking for. Something like this. All right, I'm going to be bullish above here. So that's the first couple of minutes here. Oh, actually, I take that back. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Let's just put this down here because I won't be surprised that we test over here. And then we're going to go check out some stuff on the other tickers while we wait. Because we're roughly the first 15 minutes, we're going to wait for the candle to close. And then the first 5 minutes, we try to see if it breaks out. And sometimes it takes a little longer. So my floors don't really last long. It's we just do one trade, one good trade. Shout out to SMB. But, you know, what I want to see is consistency. That's what my main purpose of this trading floor. So roughly around, I don't know, 10-15 is what I aim for. But this time with Jackson Hole, we might have some volatility that gives us some opportunities. We might spill over a little bit, kind of like how Thursday was. But we'll see. And hopefully we get some good setups, good money. And we just take the market as presented in front of us. We don't try to force anything, all right? All righty. Let's go ahead and look at some tickers while we got that set up. Oh, actually, before that, let's see if we can find some levels. Since QQQ with this volatility is detached, let me go ahead and do something along the lines of this here. Grab my QQQ. What could we be playing when it's all said and done? I would love to go ahead and re-attack some around that 483.44 level. So I'm probably going to look at something at around that 485 for a call, possibly, depending. And then the short side, I think, is going to be more like Jackson Hole's probably going to touch the 200 on the 15 minute. Let me go with something else. Let me go with the 1 hour. Yeah. You know what? All right, so I'm thinking, grab, the kids took my pencil. Let me just write it on my, oh, I got a pen here. So I'm thinking maybe we'll go with a 485 call or a 477 put. So we're prepared for both sides. You know, I kind of teach y'all, you know, if you're prepared, you're always ready. So at the end of the day, let's try to get that going. So let's go with, get this out the way. 485 on the upside or 477. And let's prep our screens for that with proper orders. For up, going with today's expiry. What I said, 477 puts. A little price. Ooh. Ooh, actually, you know what? I still like it. I still like it. Let's go. 477 puts because I'm in for a short time, not a long time. And initials 300. So actually, yesterday I kind of had a little bit of a blooper on my scale in because I was so focused on the future side. I did my leverage on a factor of two instead of a factor of five, which I was supposed to. So I kind of threw everything off. So when I got the multiplier of the price of the contract, it just didn't give what I needed. So it was my 100, but I just started thinking, I was like, I was scaling. It should have been a lot more than that. So when I went to triage my trades, I just had the wrong factors. So just make sure if that's what you're operating with, just make sure you have your scaling at where you want it to be. That way you don't blooper like I did. But we still won. But based on multiplier, it should have been a lot more epic. All right, so 477 and then 485 calls. Right, that's the one we're gonna go with. 485 calls, just in case we drift up. MACD's already up on the on there on that side, so the momentum should carry us. All right, so let's save that. Save that. All right, and this one is gonna be have value. This is my compounding. All right, trade, and this is gonna be. I guess we go with 3, and this one here we're gonna go with 5. All right. So I got. Oops, I gotta put that. Make one last tweak. This one needs to be here. Oh, that's fine. Not you. It is you. And we got that. Boom, boom. All right, looking good. All right, so let's go ahead and check out some tickers. Let's see what's going on with the tickers. I think I already ran through this, so let's go through my red list. Let's see what's going on there. Costco. Now, Costco. If you watch some of my videos that I was explaining to, and I was talking to Bucky about this, and I was like, yeah, but I should have took it at the entry down below. I had a feeling there'll be more, but it was already at that toppy area, and then we gapped the next day, so I did not get in. I gotta find a way to kind of atone for some of the gaps that can happen. But Costco looked really, really good. If you've seen my episode on horns versus claws, I kind of explained that even though Costco was bearish and it was this downward trend, we were sitting right on top of an order block that was roughly around 785 to about 819, 789 to 819, and this is basically what we're sitting on. So if you're in Costco, congratulations, this thing should be printing cash for y'all. Royal Caribbean, nice consolidation. I think this one's going to do that gap up again as well, kind of like how Costco did, but I think they're waiting for Jackson Hole, so I'm probably going to consider something tomorrow for this one. And pizza, those that know, they know. I told about it on my Market Blitz. Inside of Market Blitz, I was really breaking down the fact that, you know, could this be one of the bottoms? I don't like their earnings, so I am a little upset. I still have a small position, did not add to it. But I think I would consider it if we can get through the block here and see what happens there. But generally speaking, I like where pizza is. Terrible contract, so this is going to be more on the share side for some. And if you're a little bit more versed, you probably could figure out some options for yourself. But just, you know, be conscious on that. And we had 39. Let's go back to NQ real quick. Let's see what's going on there. NQ on the 15-minute. Yeah, so we kind of got that top area already set. Let's call this the bottom for right now, and then we got 5 more minutes. Let's see what's going on with oil. Yep, they're trying to hold that base. That base is really going to put some force to it. You know, it's trying to figure itself out. So we're going to see what happens there. And then we got gold. Like I said, I think gold kind of dwarf starred this one. You can see they kept on trying to push it up, and then there was this nice liquidation that happened at 11 o'clock, and they're having problems filling that fair value gap. So if they're going to target here, I think they would have to probably come back to this base here. That's probably what I would be looking for. So we'll see what happens with gold. All right. Oops, I put that as gaps, not gaps. General, general. All right, let's go back over to NQ. Let's get that on the screen real quick. Oh, breaking out. And that's what I was kind of explaining. Like, we kind of doing this wedge action. Another thing, actually, now that I think about it, I had a feeling that we probably could have been on the bottom here. I saw this morning, and I don't know what was happening at 4 a.m., but they were really drilling the bears here. They were not letting them get past this level at all. So you could kind of see we kind of double bottom this one right here, one bottom here, two bottoms here. Neckline is roughly at that top here. So we're probably going to start this breakout a lot sooner in itself. But I'm curious, does this downtrend that we kind of have here, right, kind of wedgish, does this have any pressure that's going to hold this down? And that's why I'm really waiting for this orb, because if the orb plays out, maybe get another retracement in here. Hey, good morning, namaste. All right, appreciate you for the like and subscribe. Right, if we can get ourselves a nice setup here, maybe a higher low here, and then a breakout above this, we're probably going to get a nice little push up. So that said, we're going to readjust this again and see where it takes us. Let's go ahead and finish out this list. Shout out to Neo. He was trolling me on this one, but I was kind of curious about this chart because it does look like it's just drifting up, and it had a golden cross that happened here. This is Planet Fitness. Don't listen. Do not start with me, Mahogany. Do not start with me. But yeah, for Planet Fitness, kind of filled the gap here, and then it's like really trying to continue here. So I'm curious, can it get it back around that 85, maybe even higher? I'm really curious. I like this as a double bottom W breakout, so that's what I'm kind of curious about. So I have this on my chart. UPS, it looked like we was kind of finding a way to come back up. I had it on an earnings cycle, and then the earnings look like this. They basically dud this. It does not look good. Dividends is paid out. Maybe they step back in. We'll see what happened. There's news that someone sold a good chunk of Freeport Moran, so I'm just watching this one so you can kind of see that we're on this downtrend. Let's see if it builds a base and then continues back up. We got 3 minutes. Coca-Cola's Coca-Cola. All right. This is one of the ones that a lot of people pour in for dividend plays. I think, and this is my assumption, right? Yes, Planet Fitness, right? My assumption is that the market is pulling money out of tech, and they're going into the dividend darlings like your Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and everything else. So just start looking at your dividend plays and see if the charts start to show that. Dell is trying to recover. They are really trying to recover. Got a nice little bump and run type of play coming in as they're going into earnings. They were solid here, but I am leaning on the fact that, actually, let me go ahead and tweak this because this was like a couple months ago, I should say. Probably, when did I play this? Actually, I played it in June. Yeah, June, end of June going into July. I'm thinking that we're probably coming down like this. Tweak that. Something like this, where we got this higher low right here and the lower low. So nice little base here. Maybe a break between here. We could try to go retest 129. Really good options. I really like Dell, so you might want to put that in there. HCA, that slow drift up made me uncomfortable. I probably should have took it. When did I talk about HCA? Hold on. It's in my bullish side. HCA was 2 weeks ago. So I talked about HCA probably 2 weeks from before that Sunday. So that would have been, here's that Friday and that Friday. So it was roughly around here. I was looking for a little bit more of a retracement coming down because we kind of did a doji here. But I should have just took that position and then just had a stop loss at structure here. But this one looks really good. We are trying new highs, I believe. And this thing is looking very much like UNH. Very much. And if you haven't seen UNH, Great White Buffalo, this thing looks really good. All right. So I kind of spent more time on HCA. We won't go back to that list. Let's get back to NQ because I know that's what y'all here for. We are here for the fun stuff. All right, we're still staying inside of that range. That's probably going to be our settlement. All right, let's come over to the 5 minute. Let's get ourselves prepared. All right, got one of my alerts that's telling me to go a little bullish, but I am not going to go ahead and do that. We're gonna follow our plan. Yeah, this thing does look like it wants to cross right back up. All right, let me adjust my leverage. Boom, boom. All right, I'm probably looking on the call side, but you know, we're just prepared. We're prepared for anything. Oh, pizza got up $1. I want to see pizza get up to like $50 like yesterday. They're being jerks. All right, so what we're looking for on the 5 minute, and you can pick whatever favorite time frame. You know, one maybe a little bit more aggressive, but I want to see a 5 minute close above here. All right, that worked out for that one. But I am going to be disciplined for y'all because this is what we're teaching here. But normally I would have took that trade on another time. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. Let's get rid of this. That can go. I'm not going to pay attention to that. We're going to focus on the task at hand. So now the 5 minute MACD is looking very much like the 1 hour MACD. So this thing can really propel here. I really do. And this is where, you know, discipline is very, very key. I really want to just go ahead and just jump in based on what I see right here. Nice little stair step from here, here, and here. All right, hit that last alert. So that was a good trade on that one. But oh, and then I'm going to start publishing my scripts so that way we can get more subscriptions for my site. But I'm gonna have to kick Square's butt. Everybody told me to go Shopify. I was like, oh, I'm already with Square. They already have something, and they dropped the ball. So it's gonna be very interesting how they resolve this issue. Nice little rejection there, and this is why you don't chase the cat, because the cat can turn around and claw you in the face. Look at that. Just be patient, folks. A nice close above with the 5 minute. If you did it on the 1 minute, it probably would have looked something like this, and then you probably would have started locking in because you did a smaller time frame. But I'm looking for the bigger move. I'm looking for a 5 minute momentum, not a 1 minute momentum. And those that scalping, they probably enjoyed that one. Come on. Hold that 860. A nice close above 860. Well, really 860.50, and what could be bullish. If this thing reverses and comes down to this low and closes below at 813.25, you know, we're gonna go ahead and play the dump side. Actually, you know, I did get an alert on my pizza, and I should have added on one of my positions on that one. It looked like it recovered quite nicely. Let me see what this chart looks like. I think it was a couple of days ago. That's the 19th. And that's I got in somewhere around this area here-ish. I think I got an alert here on the 15th or 16th, somewhere there. 54. I didn't go far. Okay. Didn't miss much. All right. We got 1 minute left, and looks like we're not going to get a close above. If you want to play inside the range, listen, if you're good with ranges, this one does sometime print as well, but just patiently waiting for my entry. A nice close above. We got 42 seconds. Anything can happen. It's still anybody's game at this point. We did break above that trend line I was telling y'all about. Does it have enough to liquidate down the bulls here? It looks like it does not. Does it have enough bulls to get us back and close above this level so it can attract more bulls? Starting to look like it does not. We got 15 seconds, folks. MACD is starting to uncross in the 5 minute. Not cute. Not cute at all, but the Stoch is still pointing up. I love this stair step. We gotta wait 5 more minutes. Just gotta wait. Can it recapture this wick? Absolutely. But this wick also tells me that a lot of bears just went ahead and shorted the crap out of this thing. But we'll see. We will see. Patience is a virtue. And it's going to be tempting when it gets in and try to recapture this wick. If you're one that strategizes around recapture wicks and all that, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm not. I'm just going to go with what I'm strong with, and that is what we did yesterday. 5-minute orb breakout to the upside. Oh, there we go. There we go. Is this it? Is this the recapture? Maybe. So tempting. So tempting. But if you're in this one, congratulations. They might do a recapture right here. Let me log out of my Discord. Looks like my Discords are going off. That way it doesn't keep on annoying y'all with that beep beep and y'all think it's y'all computer. I want to do that. Alright, we got like 3 more minutes on this candle. And the reason why I want to see it close, imagine if you actually jumped in, right? And you jumped in on the momentum. And the whole time the market was just planning on making a lower high. Oh, like that. Alright? You probably part of the liquidation. And then you'll get those moments. You ever had that moment where you get stopped out? You're like, I know it's going to go up, but you did not wait for the candle close? Like, oh man. And then out of nowhere it reverses and then it goes up. You're just part of liquidity. They just sweep it. And the way these barcodes are going, we had a nice little up here, back down here, using the 200 as support, but they're not letting the orb fly. They're not letting it rain. So just be patient, folks. Be patient. We got ourselves 2 minutes. Oh, and then I just remembered. Thank you, Beline, for bringing that up. We might just do this all the way until 10 o'clock when the jobs revision kicks in. That could be the reason why we're doing this whole, you know, two-step dance, you know, to the upside, to the downside. That's what it's doing right now. Yeah, it's not looking good for the upside no more. Not the way they just took out all those bulls on that sweep back down. Yeah, I think I know why. I was so wrapped up on the fact that FOMC and Jackson Hole was coming that I think I put on my calendar that one, and I didn't realize that there's a red folder for jobs revision. So I probably sped right past it and didn't even realize it because normally we get oil on Wednesday, which is going to be coming out too. So look for oil to have some type of move to the upside or downside with some volatility very soon. All right, still finished like a green candle. Ooh, it's tempting. Are they really gonna make me? I'm gonna go light leverage because I know we're walking into that news. I'm probably gonna regret it later, but again, I'm just gonna be smart about it because it is a news day and that is a red folder. On the stocks and options, yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. I'm gonna leave it alone. So if this thing closes, light leverage, which it looks like it's doing right now, and here we go. Go with a little bit of light leverage and see what happens with that. I know it's probably, but I'm just being conscious because this thing can pull all the way back. Let's see, did this show me my first? We did push up kind of big. Because anything can happen. So right now I'm on my future side. Went MNQ super light. Um, it looks like we probably can hold this. I'm starting to see. Let me come down to. Oh yeah, come up to the 15 minutes. Starting to see something like this, and I think we're probably just bumping our head against the wall of this here. And I think they're trying to recapture that whole entire move. Let's see, is that 1 hour? No, not even. 2 hour. Yeah, I think they're trying to get above that tweezer top here. Man, did that day end up like a doji? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. The day ended up like a doji. They're trying to recapture the daily wick. This is going to be a lot more work than that. So yeah, this is probably going to toy with us a little bit. But got a 5 minute close above. Looking for the 15 minute to follow suit. So we got ourselves another 5 minutes. If this thing closes above here without coming all the way down, this thing probably continue. All right, that's the first. Oh, I paid a little bit more than I wanted to on that next to scale, and I gotta take that and that and that. Yeah, I had to readjust myself. That kind of went a little terrible because of execution. Yes, I could have did that so differently. I could have got a better price. I'll show y'all my screen a little bit later, but I'm about to take about 80% of the position off in a few because we're getting this like dwarfy star type of. Oh, come on. You almost had it. I was looking for another level before I did that, but it looks like I'm not going to get it. If it gets to break even, I am getting out. But that's all. I would have had a better price and probably would have scaled out already if I got in the right way. So I kind of, that last jumped so fast. Yeah, there we go. Let me just get out of that. It jumped so fast on that top side that I was like, okay, since this thing jumped, let me just go ahead and add my two parts of it. And yeah, it was just a bad price. So I couldn't lock in other than break even. And it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Let me just show y'all what that looky like. And then I'll point it out and go probably like the 15 seconds to show you what that chart looked like along the way. So let me grab that report. Boom, today. Yeah, so one of them kind of won, but the other one didn't. Let me use a snippet tool so I can bring it over to y'all. So this is what ended up happening, right? Um, that first one was perfect. That was the entry in itself. But then as I was adding, I was supposed to add here, but then I ended up adding all mines here, which was a little annoying, but I couldn't reset to put the 6 there. And by then it already ran. So actually I did that wrong. I should have kept that. Hold on. Bring it back. Bring it back. Almost 10 o'clock. So we're going to let the news settle and then we're going to come back to the screen. But what I was looking for, and I was looking for an entry roughly around probably like a minute earlier. but they kind of toyed with it a little bit before it actually took off. Oh, there goes the news. Oh, look at that spike. Did y'all see that thing? Oh, wrong button. That's a. I had a feeling that's what they were going to go aim for, but now I'm going to play this on the downside when this thing finally reverses, because we left a nice little space here. I don't think I have enough time to get the puts. I'm probably gonna have to do this only on the future side. But yeah, I might take a nice little reversal here. Let's grab the news and see what it is that they are saying there. My FX. I hope you don't do it as fast as you got up there. Don't do it that fast. I need you to like settle that. Wait, there's no results though. No data. Really? Well, that's interesting. It was just to scare the crap out of people, but no data. I was curious to see if there was like, hey, the variation from March numbers to this numbers is this, that, and the third, and looks like yeah, I couldn't play that. I could not have played that. We're gonna go ahead and fill back down, get back into that gap because we just kind of had some orders. I feel like this was just a big old liquidation sweep. So if you got caught in that, I apologize, but you did not want to go ahead and chase the cat on that pop. But if you were in and then get stopped out based on what happened with my bad pricing, that probably gave you some really, really good ticks on that one, and you kind of caught the top of it. We'll see. All right. Uh, Come on. I almost want to be bullish when it comes and touch this area, but we'll see. Or do they hold it for the whole entire day? If they hold it for the entire day, that space stays there, we might just continue to that upside for a long period of time, and then maybe not Jackson Hole, FOMC minutes is what comes back and clean this up. Very, very possible. Very. Kind of just trying to get to that 20. Remember when I talked about the 20,000 level yesterday? Looks like that's what they're trying to get to. I thought we was going to do it here yesterday. We kind of rejected. We squeezed the chart all the way over. Probably going to have to do it in 1 hour. And we take that 20,000 level right here. Area of resistance here. So that's probably what they're really trying to get to. Just need some steam in it. Again, I'm not trying to play any upside, only because this area of interest here. Come on, give us something to play. Give me like a 5-minute lower high right here. That would be great. Kind of tweeze the top that bad boy. All right, we got 1 minute left on this candle. What would be great is if we get something like a tweezer top here, come back, refill here, and then continue back up. That would clear these imbalances here. That's what I think is going to happen. But again, the lot it can do whatever it wants. 900 level is going to be proven to be probably a hard area. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. I really thought it was going to give me just a little bit deeper into here. Get close where it's like, hey, we just can't get it or whatever, and then come back down. But the way it's doing it now, we came down first. Now we put it in the fair value gap. That's going to liquidate whatever bears are here. And then we probably not going to get down here. So I am going to sit out on that thesis of possibly reversal. So didn't have a really good setup for this trade itself. Recapturing, and there goes a new high for today. Kind of tweaks the topic right now. Now it's right at the same level again. Very interesting. 908, 50. All right, let's go check out some other stuff. Let's go see what's going on with oil. Oil inventory is just released. It looks like it's coming down a little bit. Let's see if it can break this support here. Gold came into the block. Looks like it's bouncing up. If it's bouncing up, then the dollar's probably going down. Nice rejection off of that news. Probably come down into this order block. British pound, strong. Russell, oh, not so strong. I would love to see it retest this order block. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get back over to NQ. See if we can find anything. Yeah, this is going to be really annoying. I'm going to see if we can find a re-entry. If we do not take out this fair value gap and we find some type of key level of support, we might be able to get something to the upside, assuming that they don't take this area again. We'll probably play something like that. Got to take the chart that they give you. That would have been a good trade though. About 100, 150 ticks just off of that. Held it for the news and carried it over. But it was risky. It could have went any other way. That's why I don't like to play it with news. Could this be a breakdown? Using 50 as support. No, that's not the 50. Like my 5. See if we can get to the 1 minute 50, but we just bounced off of that one. Okay. I am going to consider taking, because it looked like the fair value gap is going to try to hold. If it holds my smaller EMA on my 1, but it looks like they keep testing it. I'm going to take that one. Because what I think we're doing, we're probably consolidating, knowing that they're going to try to get to 20,000. Didn't like that one. They're trying to close above that 900 level. I think this doji is probably a signal letting them know that they might not be able to. Oh, 2 big hits on that towards that end. Yeah, we closed under it. Yeah, not a fan of the price action. Not a fan. I wanted it to come back and fill this. It might do this, and if this might be a good setup for y'all. If that's what y'all want to roll with, and then we'll probably just run through some tickers for the next 5 minutes. I don't like none of this price action. I think what they're doing is what I was saying earlier, that this imbalance here is holding it up, and they're probably going to hold it up all the way towards FOMC, and then they probably clean it up towards the end of the day, or maybe the next day. What I wanted to see is something healthy like this, something safe for y'all, and then take off like this. But this here, I'm not too much of a fan of. I don't like what it's doing, especially dancing around the 900 level. It could reject real hard around here. This is gonna be tough to get in. If you had got in here, it's easier to manage, but trying to find an entry in here, you could fall victim to become liquidation. All right, so let's just go ahead. What's going on, Neil? I just can't take a trade. I took one earlier. News was coming. Got out of it. Took a small loss, small leverage. It is what it is, right? But now with the position that the market is in here, it just looks like we're probably going to get into some consolidation or some sweeps. So let's go ahead and take a peek on some other tickers. We already did the indices. Did I do the bear side? I think I probably did that. Let's go to my green list. Let's go over green list. UNH. I was looking at UNH thinking that, eventually it's going to come back, touch this trend line, and then take off. Cause I felt like it was going to do that kiss of death type of thing. But it looks like this order block is just being... Yes, I do have enough time to go to the gym. I'll put it in my itinerary, right? So... I think we're gonna get lower highs here. If we get some lower highs here, maybe I'll play it down and then play it to the support, but it'll be a bit of a counter trend, so we'll see how that pans out. But UNH looks very bullish, very strong. I know we have some imbalances down here. Maybe they want to address those, but yeah, this order block looks like that tough area. Meta is recovering a lot of stuff that I've talked a lot about in Meta for a little bit. I think we was talking about cup and handles at one point. Then it looked like an inverse cup and handle. Then it started looking like an M. Then W. It's just zigzagging. Nice little rising wedge type of action that it looks like it's putting on here. So just be cautious with this one. I think we're in this toppy area on Meta. So let's see if we can pull back. I feel like I talk about Microsoft way too much. Microsoft looks like this bear flag breakout down. That's all I see, right? But yeah, I don't like where Microsoft is. It's in the bear states. Might as well stay there. Walmart had a nice little pop for earnings. That was good. I like where it is there. I am looking to see if this thing is going to go ahead and test this area. I want to play it down to 68 as soon as all the investors take their profits, but we'll see what happens there. Verizon can be boring. TFC was for another reason. It can go. GE, let's look at GE. Didn't really go anywhere. It still has my chart. This was the bull flag breakout. I wanted to play in it, and then we had that liquidation sweep. Missed earnings slightly, but they got a good EPS, which kind of goes with our GE Healthcare. This company split. That's why I'm kind of watching them. MasterCard, what have you done? I haven't looked at you for a little bit because they made me mad. Never got to my level. Did it after, and I didn't want to play it up to that gap because I wanted to see this order block, but it was tough. This was more like an earnings play gap hit, so not a fan. So I want to see this thing kind of like really pull back a little bit. No dividends announced. After earnings, this was announced dividends July. So 3 months would be October. Maybe they'll announce it next month. Maybe that's what it is. They'll announce it next month. Starbucks. This one has a whole lot of whipped cream foam on it. I'm just being honest when it's all said and done. Put an alert under 91.43. If we get under 91.43, maybe we can play this down as deep as it can go. I think they really stayed in here for the dividends, and they saw the profits. got the ex-dividend date, and now they're out of the market. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any tickets that you want me to look at, other than Planet Fitness Neo, we already did that one earlier. I would suggest y'all go check it out because Planet Fitness look real good. But if you got some tickers, yeah, by all means, put it in the chat. We'll do a couple more before I get out of here. If not, I'll probably pull one more. I have. Let's see. Let's go with something in healthcare. Let's go healthcare, right? Let me do it like this. Let's do something fun, right? Let's go XLV, right? This is the whole entire list. But before I go into there, let's look at XLV. You know what? I could keep that there. Let me keep that there. We're gonna look at XLV itself. This is how XLV looks, right? I'm not saying run into healthcare, but there's a lot of it is powered up by United Healthcare. But right now we're at this resistance point. I'm not saying that this is a good time for you to even entertain UNH at this point, but I think we're at a very, very key point where they could actually like break out, maybe get another support, maybe come back down to here to 151 before it breaks out, maybe consolidate until it gets to this area. Whatever the reason is, there's going to be a point where this thing is probably going to test some of the highs again, and I think 155 is just the tip of the iceberg. I think they're going to pull this thing a little bit higher. So what's driving us, right? Let's go ahead and go with the most expensive first. You already know Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly, they are getting new competition. There's new tickers that's coming out that's bringing out that whole Ozempic and everything else. But it recovered really well after earnings. This was their earnings report here, 42%. If a company tells you that we found an extra $1 billion, I would just say $1.3 billion, I would say, you know, that's a company that you want to invest in. So I think that's what's driving Eli Lilly at this point. Actually, you know what? I was thinking about a strategy, and I am going to write this down for Lilly because I didn't think about using it for Lilly. We'll see how that goes. Timo Fisher, the options are terrible, but it's a good investment as far as long-term investing. That'll be a good one there because it tends to just run in a direction for the most part, right? But just catch it at the bottom. But this is what it's been doing since the 2000s. Kind of like UNH, which UNH looks like this as well, right? So I think the healthcare space is probably something that you want to kind of look at. Not saying run into it right now, but this is one of the ones I'm really keeping my eye on. AbbVie chart, I had put it on my horns versus claws a while back. The options just really sucked, and I didn't get a position, but the chart looked really good. This is the one that's competing with Eli Lilly and trying to get some of their weight loss drug customers, right? Johnson & Johnson is self-explanatory. You already know who they are. They got a whole bunch of stuff. The lawsuits behind them, so I think they have nothing but clear skies. Abbott, they do all types of other stuff. They were a pandemic darling. This thing has a golden cross on the daily, so I'm very curious on that. Option contracts are not super great, but I might do this on the share side. Let's see how that goes. And then I don't like Pfizer. Ignore Pfizer. Their shares slow. They diluted this company way too much. It takes a lot for you to get this thing to move, but it is a good ticker. The options get a lot of activity because it's such a low price, but this is probably the ones that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And since no one gave me any suggestions on the ticker, that's all right. We're going to be back here again tomorrow, 9:15. I appreciate everyone that chimed in with me. We didn't find the greatest of trades, but again, you're not supposed to win every single day. It's just winning when you're supposed to. All right? So I bid you a fond farewell till tomorrow. Oh, and then don't forget, email me at book@Durandus Group. Let me find out what happened if you did purchase tickets or attempted to purchase tickets for the event. If you haven't, go to the site, get the tickets. Supposedly Square said they fixed the issue. If not, I'm gonna work something out, try to get these sales up. Other than that, I bid you farewell. We'll talk later. Have a great day.